It's finally time to predict the Scotland lineup for the game against Wales. I thought I'd get it in now just to get something out, to be honest with you, before the kind of games and stuff kick in a couple of days. I just want to say first, I believe we are still currently on 199 subs. One more, I've got something quite big planned for 200, so one more and it could be you. So yeah, I don't usually ask. Well, actually I do, but you know. Anyway, yeah, please if you can. But yeah, let's get right into the video then. So here is who I would start for Scotland against Wales. So coming in at number one, it's not that tough to guess. Peter Schumann. Yeah, I think he's the best prop in, the best one in Scotland at the minute. I'd probably say he's the best prop in Scotland as well, comfortably. Yeah, he's been solid for Edinburgh, good crash ball, good tackling, solid in the scrums. I don't see a problem with starting Schumann. At number two, I have gone with George Turner. Yeah, I think he's the best hooker in Scotland. I know he's been in and out of injury, but you know, especially in terms of experience, you'll look at the other two hookers in Matthews and Ashman. Matthews, I know only has one cap. I think Ashman has less than 10, and then you've got Turner, who I believe has got 50 odd. So yeah, I would start Turner. I think he's the most experienced, probably the best prop still. At three, again, most experienced, comfortable starting him, Xander Fagerson. Again, a solid crash ball option, solid in the scrums. I know he can give away some penalties, but again, I think you need to start him. I think he's comfortably the best one we have. So there's your front row. Second row, Gilchrist is banned for this game only, so he can play against France. But for now, as I said, I like to keep. I want to keep a Glasgow main pack because they've been really good, tight to the line, especially in mauls. So I've gone with a Glasgow pairing of Scott Cummings and Richie Gray. Yeah, that's my reasoning. I've said it several times when talking about Scotland squads, is I want as many Glasgow in that tight five as possible. I want preferably starting Schumann, and in the other five of Glasgow maybe Gilco will get in, but for now Schumann and 5 Glasgow would be great. Moving on to back row, again this might be slightly more Glasgow orientated. Jamie Ritchie at 6, Rory Darge at 7, and Jack Dempsey at 8. I could see bringing in someone like Fagerson at 6. I know Jamie Ritchie is just back from injury. You know, he was on the bench for Edinburgh last weekend, but I think he might start him. He seemed to do okay for Edinburgh, so I would start him. Yeah. Rory Darge is co-captain, and then Jack Dempsey has been really, really good crash ball and hard hitter. Sorry, it was on my. So yeah, there's your forwards. So Schumann, Turner, Xander, Cummings, Gray, Ritchie, Darge, Dempsey. I don't know why I'm not thinking straight. Into the backs, I will go with Ben White for now. I know he went off injured for Toulon yesterday. I will stick with him. If not, George Horn. But for now, I'll stick with White. If White pulls out, you know, he might pull out later today, tomorrow. He's not pulled out yet. There's no news on him yet, so I'm gonna assume he's okay for now. But I'm gonna White, if not Horn. I think White's comfortable. He was playing a blinder for Toulon before he got injured, so yeah. At 10, Lionel Messi. Has to be Finn, doesn't it? It has to be Finn. Yeah, by far the best 10 we've got, and I'd probably say by far the best 10 in the tournament. I know he had a bit of a stinker for Bath at the weekend. You know, there's clips of that crossfield kick in the last minute getting caught and everything, but that's what you get with Finn Russell. Sometimes that happens, but you know, I still think he should start. Going into, I'll do the centres next. I want to see Redpath and Tuipulotu. You know, both Finn Russell and Redpath have spoken about how they want to play 10-12 with each other, and it looks like they're actually doing quite good at 10-12, and in Tuipulotu as well outside of them. That's 3 playmakers. Then if you have Kinghorn at the back, which I'll get to in a minute, you know, that's 4 playmakers in the back line. You know, that's going to do damage. So even if Finn is having an off day, you've still got 3 or 4 players who can step in and probably fill out the role of distributor slight as well. So yeah, I would go Redpath to Tuipulotu. Then on your wings, 11, really no contestation, is it? Mr. Doohan. Yeah, Doohan. I don't need to say much more, do I? Just Doohan. And then on the other wing, I would go Dorsey, but he's injured at the minute. He's definitely missing this game, the Welsh game, and France game next week, round 2. He might. I don't think he'll be back for England in round 3, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I would go. Actually, I'd go with Kyle Rowe. I think Kyle Rowe's been good for Glasgow. You know, you've got Stein just coming back from injury, and Aaron Reid. But yeah, I've not seen much of Reid, so I don't know if how he is, what type of player he is. I'm going to be honest. And Stein's just back from injury, so I would give Kyle Rowe his chance. He's been really good for Glasgow. He's been scoring fairly regularly, so I don't see an issue with starting him, if I'm going to be honest. I'd love to see him in. And then for 15, again, there's really no contest now with Blair Kinghorn at 15. He moved to Toulouse and has looked really good for them so far. Yeah, I was a bit worried about his move. As I think I said in the video, you know, it's going to do one or two things. He's either going to sink or swim, and I think he's starting to swim. I'm not saying he's fully going to benefit from this, because obviously he's only been there for a couple of months, but it's looking good. Oh, sorry if you had that. I presume you did. That was quite loud. But yeah, we'll go to the bench now. So at 16, the try machine himself, Johnny flippin' Matthews. I absolutely adore this man. Even as an Edinburgh fan, I love this man to death. Scoring regularly. Yeah, he was the top scorer. He was the best scorer, try scorer in 2023. I know I keep saying it, but it's just incredible. Little Johnny Matthews with 1 international cap outscoring Damien Penault to win the, you know, just mad to me. I've gone with Batty at 17. Again, been a servant for Scotland for years, really comfortable on the ball. And then at 18, again, WP now. I know he's getting older. I know you've got Will Hurd, or is he the one that went injured? Will Hurd is the one that's injured. Miller, Mills and Hepburn are the 2 that came in. Oh, Hepburn's been knocked in. But yeah, I know Miller Mills, he's solid, but I think WP's just a better option. We know what we're getting with him. And I don't know much about Hepburn. I'll have Skinner on the bench as well. At 19, I just can't think this morning. I'm not awake. 19, Skinner, as I just said. Yeah, I know he's just back from. He's been back from injury for a few weeks. But he's looked solid. He's back to his rampage himself, Sam Skinner. Yeah, been solid. 20, Matt Fagerson. I think Andy Christie's unlucky to miss out. You know, maybe if Jamie Ritchie's not playing at 6, I can see him slipping in there, or Matt Fagerson going at 6 and then coming on the bench. But I'm going to presume Jamie Ritchie's going to play. So I've gone with Matt Fagerson, and you know, Matt Fagerson coming on, his defensive work rate, you know, if you're 5-10 points up with, you know, 20 minutes to go, Matt Fagerson's the perfect man to bring on, because his tackle rate, his work rate is incredible. He will keep the defence afloat. At 21, I've gone, if White's fit, it'll be Horn. If White's not fit and Horn's starting, it'll be Price, basically. So yeah. So I'll say Horn, but if White's not fit and Horn starts, it'll be Price. But I say Horn's the better of the two at the minute between Horn and Price. I know Ali moved to Edinburgh and has actually looked pretty solid for Edinburgh, but Horn has just been, this move for Ali's benefit George Horn quite a lot. And yeah. Then at 22, I've gone with Ben Healy, because yeah, I think he probably deserves to be in the squad. He's been good, and I think we kind of need to protect Russell a little bit. So again, if Scotland are winning fairly comfortably, I think I've been a bit rude to Wales. Keep saying if Scotland's going to be winning comfortably, but if there is, we don't need the magic to bring us back into the game. If we are sitting fairly comfortable, I actually bring Russell off. I think we need to protect him. So I would bring Healy on, and I know some people don't like his playmaking, but again, if you've got Redpath outside him, Topolotu and Kinghorn, those three can play make as well. So if it's not much coming from Healy, which for Edinburgh it's been a bit shaky at times in that end, you've got them as well creating stuff. So I'm quite comfortable with Healy on the bench. And then at 23, my phone says it's Hugh Jones. Due to his ability to be able to cover multiple positions in the back line, he's doing what I liked Kinghorn doing for Edinburgh when he was still there and when Hogg was still the main fullback, being that utility back. Hugh Jones can play in the centre, on the wing and at fullback, and has done multiple times this season for Glasgow or Scotland. So yeah, I'm more than happy with Hugh Jones on the bench. Again, in an international match, putting him at 15 for the full game, probably not a good thing. But again, if you want to bring Kinghorn off, because we do again need to protect Kinghorn, because he's after him at fullback, you're either playing a slightly out of position Hugh Jones, or someone like Harry Patterson, who's not experienced at all. He's a youth player, he's there for experience in the Scotland squad. So I think again, just like Finn Russell, Kinghorn does need to be protected, especially with Smith out for a year basically. We need to protect Kinghorn. So yeah, that's my squad. Will it get the job done? I'll talk about that later on. I believe the announcement will probably be Thursday. It's usually for the big internationals, the Six Nations, it's 2 days before. So you'll have the Ireland-France, which is on Friday night, coming out on Wednesday, and then the Italy-England and the Wales-Scotland coming out on Thursday, I hope, because Friday's a bit shaky for me because I'm getting the train down to Wales for this game. So yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Again, when we hit that 200, we are, from starting this, still one away. So yeah, I've got something big planned. It's going to be fun, so yeah. And I'll see you legends later. Hopefully later today for the 200, but we'll see. I'm not going to push it, but it'd be nice to see.